Everybody expects there to be drinking water. You know, it's never a shortage. We have an overabundant supply of water, and everybody kind of takes that for granted.
Metro Water Services is comprised of 2 water treatment plants and 3 wastewater treatment plants. We take care of all water and wastewater. The 2 water treatment plants are Omaha Water Treatment Plant and the KR Harrington Water Treatment Plant. Both can produce 90 million gallons of clean water a day for the city of Nashville. And we bring water in from the Cumberland River. We start with coagulation. It pulls the particles together, forms a flock, and it goes into flocculators and it starts settling out. And then we go to the settling basins and it settles out even more. So when it comes into the filters, it's almost drinking water then, and then we filter it on top of that. Chemicals used, potassium permanganate, we start out at the intake, and it's an oxidizer, and it cleans up the water and some of the bacteria and other things in the water first. Certain times of year we feed carbon, powder activated carbon for taste and odor. Then we feed aluminum sulfate, alum, which is the coagulant that brings all the solids and other things together to help form the flock, to help settle things out. And then we feed lime. Alum is an acid. Lime brings the pH back up as it sends it through the plant. At the end of the settling basins, we feed bleach for disinfection, and then it goes through the filters. And at the end, we feed bleach again for disinfection. We feed a corrosion inhibitor, which is an orthopolyphosphate. It helps coat the pipes in the system to keep the lead and other things from leaching out of faucets and pipes at homes. And we feed fluoride for healthy teeth and gums for children. The chemical feed equipment we had was honestly outdated. So we were at a point where, you know, we're going to come up to where a pump doesn't run one day, we're going to have to shut down the plant. And then the flood happened in 2010 and Harrington went completely down and all the stuff was flooded, and to bring it back up without, you know, replacing it just wasn't something we could do. KR Harrington, you know, it was down for 30 days and we had to ask people to back off from using water. That's the first time we've ever had to do that. It's just not something that's normal here in Nashville. We got the plant going in 30 days and had chemicals back online and feeding. That was just a great accomplishment, I think. The scope of the project was to completely change all the chemical feed equipment out at the Omaha and the KR Harrington water treatment plants.
Maintaining operability of the treatment plants was one of the key goals, and we build reliability in with redundancy. If something fails, then you have another piece of equipment that you can put in its place.
Get a consistency of equipment meant that our inventories could be less as far as what we had to stock. The ability for staff to be able to perform tasks at Omaha versus Harrington would be identical.
With emergency situations where people are working 12 hours a day and, you know, people can't go home to their families, they're having to work. If you have personnel that are trained on one piece of equipment that can go to another plant and there's that same piece of equipment, they're familiar with it. They can step right in and accomplish what you need them to.
The computer completely flow paces everything, so we don't overfeed and we don't underfeed any of the chemicals anymore. It's right what it needs all the time.
Without the chemical feed systems, there is no treatment process. Trying to get new chemical feed systems in place is kind of like fitting together a very complicated jigsaw puzzle.
To keep our operation seamless to the customer, we had to choose our moments to get things done. And we worked really close with the engineers to get that planned.
One of the most successful things was we stayed online the whole time all these chemicals were changed over, and we were never in violation, not once. We have got a design for this plant and for our KR Harrington plant that will take us into the future. I can go home and go to sleep at night and not have to worry about it because I know that we're going to be able to feed the chemicals and feed clean water to the city.